Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling entirely disoriented? Your memory feels suddenly hazy, and you start second-guessing your own mind. That is the biological reality of being gaslit. Gaslighting is often treated as a mysterious psychological trick, but it is actually highly mechanical. When someone disputes your memory, they are attempting to override your brain to control the narrative of your life. To counter this, we treat it as a technical problem with a technical solution. We use a three-step reality defense system: document, pivot, and exit. Before we begin, grab a physical notebook or open a locked notes app on your phone. You will need a secure place to store information. By treating your personal boundaries as a structured system, you remove the emotional guesswork. If you follow these steps, you will stop the cycle of debate and put yourself back in control of what is real. Step 1 is the document phase. When you enter a conversation that starts to feel manipulative, you have to know exactly where you are standing before the other person starts speaking. You cannot find your balance if you look to them for directions. Start by noticing your body. Does your chest tighten? Is your breathing shallow? Do your hands clench? This is your biological alarm system signaling that your personal space is being invaded. Your body registers the threat before your conscious mind does. This stress often triggers the freeze response, locking up your ability to think clearly. To stop this panic cycle, you need a hardware reset. I created a free guide called the 3-Minute Clearing to help you reboot your nervous system in exactly 180 seconds. You can download it using the link in the description to practice when you are calm. Once your head is clear, you execute the core action, the data log. The absolute second an event feels wrong, write down the bare facts of what happened as you remember them. Do this immediately, and do not ask the other person for input or clarification. There is a strict rule for this step. You must absolutely never show this log to the other person as proof. Providing evidence only gives them details to pick apart. Keeping this baseline data strictly private transforms your memory from a debatable opinion into a hard, unalterable anchor against outside influence. With your internal data secured, we move to step 2, the pivot. This is how you communicate externally when the other person actively begins to dispute your memory of events. Most people fall into the trap of justifying, arguing, defending, or explaining their side. Engaging in this back and forth actively feeds the other person's control over the narrative. If you try to prove that you are sane, you are handing them the authority to act as your judge. To stop this, you have to break the loop entirely. Here is the exact 2-sentence pivot script you need to memorize. I hear what you are saying, but my memory of what happened is different. We are not going to agree on this. 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 Step 3 is the exit. This protocol is reserved for the final escalation. What to do when your verbal boundary fails and they continue to attack your memory anyway. You do not have to endure a conversation where your truth is not respected. Physical disengagement is your ultimate safety tool to sever the connection. Right before you turn to walk away, use this exact exit script. I am not going to argue about what I saw. I am going to leave the room now. The critical failure point here is hesitation. Do not stand there waiting for them to apologize, process what you said, or agree with your decision. This works because an argument requires a participant. By removing yourself, you take away their ability to continue the cycle of interference. Every situation is unique. If you have questions about how to apply this exact script to a specific, difficult scenario in your own life, please leave a comment below so I can address it. Physically leaving the room demonstrates an undeniable boundary. It proves through deliberate action that your reality is entirely self-contained, and it does not require their validation to exist. The reality defense system is now fully built. Notice that at no point in this process do you need the other person to admit they are gaslighting you. You are the final authority. To build your muscle memory, I am issuing a 24-hour action task. For the next day, you are strictly forbidden from explaining the reasoning behind any minor personal decision you make. If someone asks why you picked a certain drink or took a specific route, give them this exact response: because I wanted to. Deliver this phrase without any attitude or defensiveness. State it as simply and plainly as you would state a fact of nature, like the sky is blue. If this systematic approach makes sense to you, hit the like button to boost its reach. and subscribe to the channel for more tools on maintaining your personal sovereignty. Owning your smallest choices helps you stop the habit of looking for outside approval. This builds the practical confidence you need to stand by your own senses in more difficult moments. Stay grounded.